Federal agents arrive at the hospital at the start of Dope Thief's 8th episode. After being led outdoors, Ray is surrounded by police officers using walkie-talkies. The voice, who, let's face it, sounds like Jigsaw from Saw, wants to have a private meeting with Ray, but it's a risky move unless the police agree. Although Ray consents to meet, the man's tone unnerves him, and he finally swears at the voice. Ray and Teresa attend Manny's funeral after finally being released from custody. It appears that she will be okay because she will be placed under protective services. But because of what has transpired, Ray is overcome with remorse. He was never able to bid his friend farewell, and Ray defends his scam by acknowledging that he and Manny just intended to avoid the trap because there is no route out of Philadelphia. 11 weeks have passed since the robbery, and clearly a lot has transpired since then. Although Mina is still seeking justice, the DEA's initial strategy isn't quite working out. After the funeral, Sherry gives Ray a good luck charm and leaves. Like Mina, Ray too seeks justice, but primarily because he feels obligated to discover who has been pursuing them and leaving a trail of bodies in their wake. Mina shows up at the hospital to see Ray while he's recovering afterwards. Ray tries to explain himself, apologizing for the screw-up, but Mina decides to form a tenuous alliance with him. In exchange for the full truth and disclosure over what's happened, Mina promises that there may be hope for him to walk freely. It's a big if though. Sun is questioned by the authorities in the midst of this, who promise that this is not going to be easy for him. He's being thrown back into general population in the hopes that the pressure will get him to loosen his lips. Everybody wants the same thing here, though, and some semblance of order is established by Bill McKinty, who takes over the task force, determined to get answers. Along with keeping the biker club in check, the DEA is pretty shocked when they find out that Ray has been doing his own research into this case. Ray surprises them all with his recon work, along with the numbers found on the notes, the Alliance's part in this, and even their HQ location too. All the threads we've been seeing over the course of the season. The entire lot of evidence is laid bare, taken out of storage, where we finally get to the bottom of this. Turns out the numbers are actually coordinates. It would appear that Jack made these codes and hid his stash at those coordinates. According to Ray's theory, Jack was the crooked Fed, and Rick showed up, on behalf of the Alliance, to kill him. Mina and Ray were both in the line of fire, and Jack was dipping into his own stash, given it some very methy shit to do. The voice gives Ray a location to meet. But there's a problem. He doesn't want Ray to go alone, he wants Sun too, given the guy knows too much. It makes sense, given he was attacked in prison, but Sun is also feeling the heat right now too. When Ray and Sun are interviewed by police together, facing each other in the room, Sun admits that yes, he did know about the stash before the operation. Well, with this little tidbit of information, the operation goes ahead. Ray and Mina talk about the coordinates and the stockpile. They have a fairly large area to work with because they are unsure of which numbers relate to latitude or longitude. Where is the money, then? As it happens, the Amish cemetery is located in the area that is highlighted, and each gravestone has a number that corresponds to the number on the banknote. And wouldn't you know it? They find one that reads 3273. There, they uncover a whole bunch of documents, which confirm that the Alliance is actually part of the DEA. Turns out it was dirty cops behind all of this the whole time. This means that the whole play with Sun is one big setup. Sun is forced to strip and head out to meet with the voice on a bridge, and as Ray and the others realize the severity of the situation, racing back to find Sun, McKinty makes his move and shows himself to be the ringleader. McKinty has been putting houses into deconfliction because then nobody else can bust it, and it keeps the heat off of him while he runs his operation. However, it's the perfect stream for payoffs. The landlord takes a cut of whatever moves through these houses, meaning McKinty is essentially, as Ray puts it, the patron saint of drug dealers. Given that McKinty's entire play revolved around his landlord and his home, Sun was also involved throughout. Sun is saved by McKinty and his biker gang, who kill the DEA officers in the area and let his mother come for him, telling McKinty that they have a lot of cleaning up to do. Sun had a large territory, and he later clarifies in a voicemail that Jack Cross was an issue. Rick was dispatched to Manny with the intention of frightening Jack. But things didn't go as planned, and things quickly got out of hand. Sun has been trying to give Ray clues to escape, telling him to run all the time, but Ray has clearly not listened to him. He continued to fight for the truth, and now that he is on the run, that is the last time we see him this season. He thought the DEA would bury it, but they didn't.